Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Chart Striker. This is Dana. Hope all of you have had a nice day so far, a calm day with a lot of profits, a lot of good vibes. We are back as usual. I'm a bit late. I've been very busy past 24 hours, so excuse me for being late, okay, but I'm here. So we will get straight into things since the daily candle close has already happened, so let's just talk about it. So prior daily candle close didn't it's not something that looks like would favor the bulls, okay? Like looking at the western and the eastern right now, like they're kind of not aligning with each other. They're not, saying the same things. So we have to be cautious at these, times, okay? So we still got positive momentum, on the oscillators. Like our size really in good territories that could favor the bulls more than the bears right now. But let me put it this way. This is a time where you should be very cautious, okay? Because we might not see it on the daily that clear, but zooming in on the 4-hourly frame, I can see that it is very much time to be cautious right now, okay? Unless we get above the levels of, let's say, $17,400, okay, and see a 4-hourly close at least above that level, okay, at least above that level. That would like imply we could go a bit higher to at least, that 17,560 area, $17,600 that I was talking about. But yesterday I did tell you guys, do not be blindsided by the green candles, and because it is very tempting when you see action like this, people might be getting in and stuff like that. It is not. I also explained that many do think the first thought that pops up in their head when they see a chart like this is, oh, there are more buyers than sellers. And I told you guys that that is not the case. That is not true, okay? For every buyer there is a seller. It's just that the buyers have been more aggressive, hence we've seen more push in the price. But it's not that the buyers are more. Like we have to differentiate between those two things, okay? Because I know it could be tempting. I know it could be tempting when you look at the charts and you go like, okay, more buyers are here now and so on, but that's not the case. And I want to highlight that because that is something you can take with you in every market, not just on Bitcoin or Ethereum, not just in Bitcoin, but in any market, okay? When you see action like this, it's not because there are more buyers, it's just because the buyers are more aggressive than the sellers, okay? Anyways, on the 4-hourly chart, we can see clear signs. Like, look, the sell pressure is back. It's back. It's shown up. We can see clear signs that we should be cautious right now. Like, if we lose the support around 17,056, 54, that level we had a difficult time, breaking above. Now it's gonna be seen as support, for many traders. So we can come back and pull back all the way here, but if we lose that one, see eventually around 16,000. You see this blue line right here, 16,920 to 16,892. Like it's actually 16,860 to 16,920. Okay. So these levels are the next levels. If we see any close on the 4-hourly or hourly, we don't have to wait for the daily to decide on something. Like, your decisions is up to you, but how I play the market, like, I wouldn't wait for a daily candle close below this level for me, to be a bit more cautious. I already see signs telling me to be a bit more cautious already right now. as a matter of fact, already at these levels, I'd be out. Like I wouldn't be waiting, you know, I'd be out and I wait to see if there's some type of strength at support, you know, at least around 16,920-ish dollars. Let's see if there's gonna be some strength coming in, but right now I expect some pullback before anything else. And for me to know that okay, well, we are gonna continue higher, we have to break above $17,400 and close above it. Doesn't matter if it's on the hourly, doesn't matter if it's on the 4 hourly. It's pretty much the same resistance that I'm looking at on both time frames. If we can see something like that, then I know, okay, then probably, you know, continuation before anything else. But right now it's I can say it's most likely we will see a pullback before anything else. We are already in that pullback game. We've already started that, you know, pullback. We just have to see how far it will continue now. Mago, welcome to the show. Glad you made it. Glad you're here. Excuse me for, you know, for being a bit late as well. So that's Bitcoin in short, okay? You know, the support levels that I'm looking at, and of course, if support doesn't hold, that is just a sign that we are gonna continue a bit lower to at least, you know, these levels between, you know, 16,694 to 16,594. So I'll keep it short and clear. That's it for Bitcoin. Now let's talk about what, you know, the Westerns are saying. Like, I don't have any trend lines drawn right here, but here you can see, I told you guys on yesterday's stream, when I was saying, you know, do not be blindsided and so on and so forth, that something like this could happen. Now, this is not magic right now, okay? Everything with the Western and the Easterns are just, you know, going hand in hand. Now, what happened here? You remember this? I think I drew this on the live stream, if I'm not mistaken. So we broke down below this channel, we came down below this channel, and so on and so forth. Now look where we are being rejected, look where we are meeting resistance right now. You see it, guys? And I did say yesterday, before, you know, we were at these levels, because I think yesterday we were probably somewhere around these levels, if I'm not mistaken. I did say that, maybe even, like, I don't remember, but probably around these levels, okay? But I did say that something like this could happen, that if this area acts as resistance now, it's not the best for the bulls, okay? And guess what's happening? You see, so the Western indicators right now are telling us, you know, that bears are pretty much, you know, still here. They're not gone. They've just been, you know, away on a break or something, but they're still here. They're still, you know, making stuff happen. So be cautious. Just be cautious, guys, okay? Now let's head over to Ethereum. Just gonna have a sip of my tea. Hold on. I saw a lot of whales buy Bitcoin trying to pump up Bitcoin. Since watching Bitcoin for a while, I knew not to jump in wholeheartedly. That makes me so happy, Mago. So happy. Yeah, like, because, you know, the manipulators are always gonna be there. They're always gonna try, you know, to catch noobs, beginners, you know, and even, you know, people that are not noobs, but that do not, you know, have an understanding for TA. They'll try to catch them, and that's why yesterday I was telling, you know, people on the stream, please be cautious. Do not let, you know, the green candles fool you. Do not be blindsided, because we are close to resistance on many markets, like many altcoins. Either they were at resistance or we were getting close to resistance. So it's time to be cautious again. Pace, you know, to get in at these levels were clearly on the 30th of December, when I, you know, told you guys that things were looking awesome for Bitcoin. Where is it right now? Right here. You see, on this day, it was clear as the sky, well, a blue sky at least. It was clear that we were gonna have some type of push, not only on Bitcoin. When I even saw that same, when I saw the same, you know, signs on Solana, I was like, okay, now it's not just Bitcoin. We got Solana, we got, you know, Cardano, we got so many altcoins showing the same signs. Okay, we didn't have any clear divergence, really, excuse me, really, like there was no clear divergence. Like we could see it on the RSI a little bit, but a little bit, like it's not even there. It's like a type B, divergence, not really there. But we had other signals, for example, like us pulling back in a strong way at support. There you go, your first warning sign. Number two, Bitcoin closing above this level right here. This level around 16,694, on the, I think it was on the hourly, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on. Yeah, on the hourly, you see, on the hourly. Like we had this close on the hourly with this candle, that is. That was your other sign. And then when we pulled back and support held, like there were many things telling us that we are good to go. But right now, I'd be cautious, and I'm so glad for you guys that that you controlled yourself, psychologically and everything, and you just, are patient instead of jumping in, because there are signs telling us, to be cautious. And those manipulators, whales, they're always going to be there. That's, the way to beat them is to be, well, not only them. If you want to be like a winner in this, market, any market, actually, any market, you have to be one step, ahead of everybody else, literally. Now that's what I try to do on this channel. Like we do not, try to call the move after the move, but we talk about it like 2 days, earlier, maybe a day earlier, something like that. In some cases, maybe even a week earlier. But if you're ahead of the game, like compared to everybody else, you're gonna do fine. You're gonna do completely fine. So let's get over to Ethereum as well and see what's going on there. So Ethereum, I have to say, yesterday same thing, today same thing, okay? Even though we are at resistance and so on, we have to admit one thing, guys. Ethereum has been showing a bit more strength, like a bit more strength than Bitcoin, okay? Like that's undeniable, okay? Doesn't matter on the daily, doesn't matter, on yesterday's frame, prior daily candle, or before yesterday. It's been showing, a bit more strength. But right now it's a bit different, guys, because you might not see it on the Easterns, you might not see it, here a lot. But let me put it down for you this way, or break it down for you this way, okay? We have bad divergence already, okay? Let's understand that. Unless we're gonna see oscillators, that are gonna keep on rising, and this today is gonna keep on rising. Problem is we are at resistance. You guys notice we are at resistance right now, okay? So do not be fooled. We still got positive momentum on the oscillators. RSI is fine, and so on and so forth. Now let's zoom in to see what's going on, okay? And I'd be cautious. Like looking at this, I'd be cautious. If we get below this level right here, this was old resistance, okay? If we get below this level, which is gonna be as support right now, let me just do this, hold on. If we get below, this level right here, $1,308, not much holding us until this old resistance area, okay, which is gonna act as support right now, from 1,295 to actually all the way to 1,274. We got some support around these levels. I should remove this at the same time. I don't want to remove this because it's still fresh. We've been talking about it a while now, but that's the support I'm looking at when it comes to Ethereum. For me to be convinced that this rise, well, the pump is going to continue, or whatever you like to call it. Like, I can't say it's a pump. It's been a nice ride, but we've seen, better pumps, okay? But okay, fine, it is a pumpish action nevertheless. I'd like to see it, close on the 4-hourly above $1,350, okay? If I see a close above $1,350, then fine, we will go ahead and push higher. But right now, I'd be a bit cautious since we are at resistance as well. But it is looking stronger than Bitcoin. That I have to give it to, Ethereum. I cannot deny that it is looking stronger than Bitcoin. Like I tweeted out the other day on Twitter, one thing that, kind of makes me hesitate to to this Bitcoin pump, and if it's a strong one, like why I do not think it is that strong. It's because I see so many other altcoins, making better gains. Like, we can't deny some have gone up, 2 digits. I mean, 2 digits, percentage wise. So for me, it's like this is not a sign. Like, considering the history of Bitcoin and altcoins and TA and so on, when I've seen most of the time, every time I see something like this going on in the markets, it gives me a clue that, okay, this Bitcoin pump is not gonna be as strong, because if that was the case, we wouldn't have seen altcoins, do this, like, show this much strength, okay? So just take that with you. Also, it's good to know about these things, because this is not a one time this advice or this tip, or this those things that I'm saying, they don't just work once. They've worked many times, and it's something I'm telling you from my own experience. Whenever I've had a look at the market, like all these years, it usually turns out to be that Bitcoin is not gonna have a strong, pump. Like, it's not a strong rally when you see the altcoins rallying even stronger. So you have to put that into consideration, okay? So, Ethereum, let's continue with this. We cannot deny that we're in overboughtish territory, so we kind of reset a little bit, but I'd still be cautious, guys. Like, I'd still be cautious. There is no bad divergence that I can, tell you guys about on the 4-hourly, not even like on the daily. Yeah, there is, like, especially if this candle does not close above, let's say, $1,320, we are gonna start to build, bad divergence. So keep that in mind, okay? On the hourly, you can see how clear, like, it's clear as the sky, really. When you look at the hourly, that resistance is being respected right here at these levels. Now let me do this just to show you the support on the hourly. Like, if we break anywhere below that one, it's, yeah, time to be super cautious, okay? Let me do this. Hold on. And this on the hourly, guys. Let me just mark it for you. There you go. So if we lose this support, you guys know what's gonna happen next. Like, hold on, let me just tweak it a little bit, adjust. There you go. If we lose this support, like I said, see eventually around these levels. So if we lose 1,308, even on an hourly, like, you don't have to wait for the 4-hourly, really. Like, one doesn't have to wait for the 4-hourly and so on. Then it's straight down to these levels, guys, and all the way to 1,274 wouldn't be that surprising, okay? Just letting you know. And if we break that one, well, we are eventually gonna back to the bottom of this channel, this channel that has been respected for a while, okay? Just keep that in mind. But it looks stronger than Bitcoin. It's just that I'd rather be cautious, unless we, break above $1,350 on a 4-hourly, okay, then I'd say something different. But right now, if Bitcoin, like, pulls back a little bit, I expect, it's most likely like some other altcoins are also gonna do the same thing. Now let me have a look at the hourly. Let me just say this. Looks like the bears on the hourly. Now do not confuse it with anything else. I'm talking about the hourly, okay? Looks like the bears are a bit exhausted on the hourly. Plus we have this nice divergence on one of the oscillators, okay? Just one of the oscillators. Besides, we already came to that support box. If you guys see this, like we kind of came with this candle, okay? But I don't know, like I'd be cautious. I wouldn't be easily fooled. On the hourly, if we close anywhere above 1,300 and 330-ish dollars, okay, we could go a bit higher, you know, retest, prior highs, but I'd be cautious. I'd be cautious, guys. So that's Ethereum pretty much in short. Hold on, let me just remove this. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Let me just bring out my notes because I'm glad we spoke about this yesterday because if if I was hyping you guys and telling you, get in now, I like I promise you I wouldn't be able to sleep good. I wouldn't be able to sleep good. But I slept like a baby because I was like, okay, everything is discussed. Whoever watched the show is probably, waiting for those warning signs. We know, they know we are at resistance and so on and so forth. So it feels good, it feels good to speak about it and to warn you guys before things happen. Because if I didn't, know that much, if I was learning myself, if it would have been in the beginning, back in the years, back in time, I would have loved for somebody to come and go like, well, be careful now for this reason and that reason. But unfortunately, most people, because they wanna, you know, they want things to benefit themselves. Like most people would actually, unfortunately, like people are not that kind. Most people would have told me to buy here at these levels. Craziness, craziness. Okay, let's go ahead. So we've had a look at Bitcoin. We've had a look at Ethereum. Let's have a look at Cardano right now. The one I told you guys to be very careful about yesterday. Okay, so Cardano. By the way, guys, is the stream flowing good? Because I do see I might have some internet, like technical difficulties. Like, is the stream flowing as it should? Or is it lagging or anything like that? Please let me know. Cardano. Yesterday I did tell you guys that we are at resistance. And besides, look at this, even worse. We couldn't close above this area right here. We couldn't. So it means the bad divergence that we were seeing is actually starting to build now. Simple as that, okay? It's starting to build. But I did come out and tell you guys that we were at resistance. Like, do not be fooled. It was a nice, tall, green candle. Problem is, these are the candles that, catch you. And then you wonder what the hell happened when, things turn left. Anyways, the bad divergence that I was warning you guys about, yesterday, if we do not close above this level, is happening right now. Like, oscillators are still positive, RSI is still looking good, but do not forget, these are lagging indicators, okay? You have to put everything into consideration and then we'll see from there. Now, I would love for Cardano to do something like this. Now, I'm not sure it will happen. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. We don't know, okay? But if I would see something like this, let me say, no, we already have this side, right? We already have this shoulder, right? If we could see some sideways actions, it doesn't matter if it goes up and down a little bit, but if we could see some sideways actions, right here at this area, it would be so nice, so nice. Why? Because then we could see, that next move all the way to $0.37, something like that, if that happens. Thing is, You don't know what's gonna happen. Like, this is not a sure thing. I'm just talking. If something like this happens, it would be interesting, okay? But we are definitely kind of pulling back right now. All right, we are definitely kind of pulling back right now. We already pulled back when we met resistance. Now, support is all the way around these levels, guys. I do not see anything else on the daily, at least. Like, it's all the way around 0.3 to 0.2952. So we have some room, you know, to go all the way down. Let's have a look at the 4-hourly. Okay, 4-hourly, like, no, it's giving you mixed signals. I'll tell you why. Eastern kind of telling you, oh, bears are tired, but I wouldn't believe that one right now. I wouldn't believe it right now, okay? RSI was pretty much overboughtish when we were at these levels. We kind of reset right now, fine. Let's see if there's any reason for the pullback at these levels. Yeah, look, if I just extend this, hold support, let me just extend it. Extend right line. You notice something? And I'm gonna keep it here because, yeah, it's important. I should have extended it already yesterday, but sometimes you miss a thing or two. Anyways, we do have some type of support here, but if we lose this one, like also on the 4-hourly, doesn't matter also like, if it's a 4-hourly. An hourly would work too. Hourly candle, okay? Any hourly candle close below this one, see eventually around these levels, that daily, you know, support area. And if we lose that one, guys, see eventually, you know, at old resistance, which is gonna turn into new support, okay? 0.286 to 0.281. So that's pretty much Cardano when, you know, looking at the daily and the 4-hourly. Now, when we have a look at the hourly, we got this nice, you know, divergence that is building. We had our pullback. We could see, you know, another retest, you know, to the prior highs. Like, I'm only gonna be convinced if I see any close above, at least on the hourly. If I see any close above, well, better on the daily actually. Well, let's keep it on the hourly, okay? If I see any close above, first of all, this level right here, 0.3227 or 0.3228, if I see any close above that one on an hourly candle, then more likely we will come and retest, you know, 0.333 levels, you know, all the way to 0.339, you know, 5 areas, something like that. If we see any 4-hourly candle close, any hourly candle close above 0.34-ish dollars though, then I'd be looking for a bit more rise, you know, when it comes to Cardano, to at least to the 4-hourly, you know, high, you know, prior high 0.346 and so on. If we close above that 4-hourly high 0.346 and, you know, something like that, then I don't see much holding us until 0.3571 to 0.3675, somewhere around these levels, okay? But hourly looks like we could, you know, if we can break above this level, we could see, you know, some upside action come in, you know, at least to 0.333 levels, okay? Because there's this nice divergence. There's kind of look like they kind of lost steam on the hourly, but looking at the daily, I'd be cautious. Like, you know, daily outweighs the hourly, like any day of the week, okay? So I'd be a bit cautious still. So that's Cardano pretty much. What was that? That was weird. I could almost, unless I'm hallucinating, I did something like this and then I saw Santa Claus, like, what the? Okay, trading view. Also, they're starting to make me feel like I'm crazy because I thought I saw Santa Claus just, you know, skating away on the screen, but okay, now it makes sense. So, alright, you guys saw it too, so I know I'm not hallucinating and stuff, okay? Okay, let's move on to the next one. That was funny. Let's have a look at Solana. So Solana came literally, it was what, a few, look, this resistance right here is at 17.69. Okay, the bottom of this box is at 17.69. We came all the way to 17.50. Now almost to the dot, and then we got this this pullback from that level. Now looking at the RSI and the oscillators, everything is still looking positive. Like we still have some like weird but prior daily candle closed fine. We still have this buy pressure alive when looking at the volume as well. Okay, like strange enough, I have to say, okay, like I do not say this often, but Solana looks like it's doing even better than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Thing is, if Bitcoin goes left, eventually it is gonna drag many altcoins with it. But right now, I cannot come out here and say that Solana is looking horrible on the daily. Like Bitcoin looks more troubled than Solana. Simple as that. Okay. But if you want to see a rise on Solana, okay, we have to close above $18.35. If you can see a daily candle close above $18.35, fine. See eventually around $21, something like that. Eventually, and if we can see a close above $21, there's not much holding us until these levels, 24.43, $25.85, something like that. Now I'm taking it level by level. I do not want to talk about other levels yet. Let's just take it level by level. But on the daily, I cannot say it's looking that bad. But keep this in mind, something you have to remember. On one of the oscillators, we already have some type of bad divergence growing, building, fine. On the RSI, there is none, but on the other oscillator, there is some type of bad divergence developing. But when it comes to the Easters, I see no warning signs right now, like none at all. Okay, let's have a look at the 4-hourly and see what's going on there. Okay, here it's a completely different situation. On the daily, we couldn't see anything, right? Here though, completely different situation. Now, if we break below this level right here, let me just mark it. So if we close below the support, I hope it's not crooked. Hold on. Of course it is. So if we see any, close below this area, guys, then I'd be a bit cautious because we don't have, much holding us. Let me draw it for you, okay? If that happens, well, I don't have to draw it. I can just pull this, but okay. New drawing, just so you guys can see it visually, okay? So somewhere between $14 to $12.7 is what I'll be looking at if we, close any 4-hourly candle below this area right here. So keep that in mind. Take that with you. I do see, signs telling us to be very cautious on the 4-hourly. Unlike the daily, it's looking fine on the daily, but on the 4-hourly, this could play out something like this. Okay, maybe a short-term pullback, maybe to these levels, and then we see some type of a continuation. Who knows? Unless, of course, we lose this support, then it's time, to be super cautious and not, make fast decisions. But think through your, trading, your trading techniques. Do not rush in. If we lose support, because that is not a good sign. If we lose that support on the 4-hourly, like there is not much holding us until, let's see, 11.77 to $10.8-ish for a start, because we have to take it level by level, okay? So that's pretty much, Solana. Like, I don't have much to add here. Let's just have a look at the oscillators and whatnot. We have this bad divergence. Wow. Wow. We have bad divergence on the 4-hourly as well, guys. So be very cautious. Like on both oscillators, we have clear bad divergence on the 4-hourly. Daily, it's only on one of the oscillators, okay? But on the 4-hourly, like both oscillators are showing, bad divergence. Like, I'd be very cautious at these levels. Unless you see a close above, let's say on a 4-hourly, unless you see a close above 17.23, for example, then okay, fine, we can go all the way to, like $20, $21, these levels, somewhere around this area right here. But until then, I'd be cautious. Let's see if this support is gonna hold. If it doesn't, it's eventually around these levels. If this doesn't hold, we're going lower. But I'd be cautious right now, okay? On the hourly, also showing like strength. We have some nice divergence that is growing on the hourly as well. That is, as long as we can, stay above this area right here, 13 point. Hold on, let me. Yeah, 12.8 actually, not 13. Okay, as long as we are above 12.8, we're still gonna see a sign of some nice divergence going on the hourly. So it's gonna take time, to decide on that. But if this support holds, like, let's see, if we get some sideways actions right here, like sideways action, this holds, because there is support here, guys. Keep this in mind. There's some strong support here right now, because we've been holding for a while, right? If it can hold, we could see it, come back and retest, 18.5, the top of this box, because we never did really, 18.3, 18.5 levels, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe we get a stronger pullback then. But right now, yeah, this support is holding. If we lose this one on the hourly, like it's the same thing like the 4-hourly support, really, see eventually around these levels. Let's just say, somewhere in between $13.5, somewhere like that on the hourly as well. Let me just mark it, because if I don't, gonna be confusing maybe for some. Hold on. So we got the there we go. That's the second support on the 4-hourly, and the first support, on the 4-hourly and hourly, same thing with the second support, on the 4-hourly and hourly, it's pretty much the same. Okay, I'd be cautious though. Like me personally, I'd be cautious looking at these signs. Like we're seeing that the positive momentum is kind of, getting weaker. It's signs to be cautious. On the daily, cannot say that, but on the 4-hourly and hourly, yeah, it's just that there is, some strong support here. So we'll see what happens. That's Solana anyway, so we can move on to the next one. Okay, let's see. Next. XRP. Also perfectly, rejected at resistance right here when it comes to XRP as well. I hope I spoke about XRP yesterday. Did I? Just hold on, let me see. Yeah, I did. I did speak about XRP yesterday. Good. So I probably did warn you guys about this, this level. So everybody watching the show was aware, hopefully. Now let's see. We got some positive momentum on the oscillators still, pretty much. But bad divergence already building, okay? And we already hit, that profit taking level on the 4-hourly frame. We're looking at the daily, but this is the 4-hourly, profit taking level or resistance area. we still have buy pressure from, the prior daily, prior day. There's buy pressure coming in, but this is not one of the strongest, candles you can see. It's not, really telling you this or that. We are at neutral, territories looking at the PA, but bears came in, smacked it back down, when it was around these levels, or not really smacked it back down. People took profit, traders took profit. On the 4-hourly though, there are clear signs that you should be very cautious when it comes, to this one, because we are about to go down before anything else. I say it again, okay? We are about to go down before anything else. For me to kind of change my ways when it comes to XRP, we have to see a 4-hourly close above 0.356 areas, and then we could probably come back and retest 0.36 and then probably have a difficult time breaking out of it. Okay, that's what I think with XRP, because look, volume is kind of coming in, right? But it's been lagging at this demand zone for a while. When you've seen, so many other altcoins, even, Solana, do a lot of, have a lot of action. Cardano, the same thing. But by the way, Solana, guys, I wasn't looking at the fundamentals. But there was, I heard that Vitalik had tweeted something about Solana, and a lot of money was injected into, the Solana, um, Solana project and so on and so forth. That's why the pump came. If you ask me personally, I can just say it was because of TA, but there are people, well, that were, talking about it's, well, not people. Vitalik did inject, well, he tweeted after the tweet, people injected money into the Solana ecosystem and so on and so forth. So some people are saying it's because of that. Then if you ask me personally, I'm gonna tell you it's because of TA, because I had no idea about that at all. And I think the tweet came after, the 30th of December, but we spoke about this, already on the 30th. So I don't know, me personally, I just do not think it was, FA wise. I think it was TA wise. Like, show me the chart, I'll tell you the news, right? Anyways, I think, Sinner, welcome to the show. It's like you heard me saying Solana and then you just, showed up. Glad you made it, Sinner. Welcome to the show. So Ripple, I think it's gonna be coming down. I just wanted to tell you guys about Solana because I just, found out yesterday, literally, and I was like, huh, okay, I had no idea. Anyways, Ripple, I expect it to come back down before anything else. Like if this area doesn't hold right here, let me just draw it for you. If this support doesn't hold right here, like, I really do not have to draw it. Okay, we are still at some type at some type of also crypto. It's good. It's good. I can imagine you don't like Sol. I can imagine, but yeah, but it's good that you heard me say crypto, so you just showed up. Telepathic, or what they call it, like I don't know what exactly it's called. So if we break this this support right here, there's really no need to draw this line. I just wanted to show you, like if you see it visually, I think it will get stuck in your head, easier, and easier for you guys to remember as well. If you break any 4-hourly, not only 4-hourly, if you see any hourly candles, below this area right here, it's straight down to these levels, okay, at least to 0.338-ish to really 0.331-ish areas, okay, all that, it's just pure support all the way there. Like, even if you see it around, 0.325, do not be shocked, guys. Like, it's, let me just put it this way. When it comes to Ripple, it's just been acting weird. Like, look how for how long it's been, at these areas right now, since the 18th of December, just going sideways, literally just going sideways. So that's Ripple pretty much. If things play out good. If you see any 4-hourly candle close above 0.36, if you see that, then see eventually around, the bottom of this box, first of all, 0.41 to 0.4243, the top of this box. If you see any close above that one, well, we'll get to it when we get to it, but if that happens, see eventually around, hold on, I think say 0.4, right? Oh yeah, before that, sorry, before that, if we see, a close above 0.36-ish areas, okay, 0.36-ish areas, because I was looking at different, but here we go. Let me put it this way. Any close above 0.36, see eventually around, 0. This area right here, 0.8-ish dollars, okay? If we see any close above that one, then see eventually around, that level, this level, not this level, 0.397 to 0.4-ish dollars, and then we'll see what happens. We'll take it level by level. No need to stress it out. This pullback from support was so nice, but I don't know where the action is. Like, it's lagging a lot, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's lagging a lot. So yeah. Yes, sinner. What, you don't think it's worth my TA? I know it's worth it, but it's just because I want to just focus on the things I want to focus on, and if there's anything like I haven't planned on looking at, then people can just do a request and we'll have a look at it together. Plus, it's a way to support the stream. You don't see any affiliate links, you don't see anything like I literally I have nothing like that in the description, so it's a way to support the stream, to keep the stream going, and so on and so forth as well, and make it worth my time. And yeah, like damn. Okay, let's move on to the next one, right? So we're done with Ripple as well. So far we've had a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Solana, Cardano. Next, for those Zen lovers, let's have a look at Zen, because I know a lot of people have been looking at it like they're the back of their hands, okay, like they're looking every minute. This is the thing with Zen. There is nothing for me to add today, literally nothing. The support we spoke about is still here, right? We still haven't broken out of this level. Like every time we came and we tried to get above this area, see it close above this area, look what happened. We get smacked back down. Again, we get smacked back down. Like, it's happened 3 times, just in a matter of what, 2 days. This was on the 8th. This is on the 9th. This is also on the 9th. So in a matter of 2 days, both times, this is why I told you I'm highlighting that if we cannot see a close above this one, like we can't talk about these, well, we can't talk about these levels, but we won't see these levels, okay? So we still, it's pretty much the same thing I said. If we break below this area right here, you see any daily close below this support that we have going on right here, see eventually around these levels, okay? Can't say much. Same thing goes for the 4-hourly. Now if we close above this level, see eventually here, so it's pretty much what I said yesterday. Peers still look like they lost steam. They still look like they lost steam looking at the 4-hourly, looking at the daily, hourly as well. Even daily, it's just like on the daily it's a bit different. I can't say they lost steam completely. They are starting to lose steam, but they're still there. Okay, they're still there, so we need some more confirmation. But on the 4-hourly, on the hourly, like they kind of lost steam. It's just that they keep on coming back and punching every move down, back down. So yeah, that's Zen pretty much in short, because like I have nothing to add, so no need to just talk for no reason, so I'll let it be. Let's see now. Zen. So we're done with Zen as well. That was one of the fastest TA we had. Okay, let's see now. Next, By the way, what's Bitcoin doing? Let's have a fast glance before we move on. Guys, you remember this? I drew it at the end of the stream yesterday after I said goodbye, good night, and all, all that. I drew this support line, then, and this resistance then, and this second resistance then as well. And right now we're still holding. By the way, this was 10-minute support areas I was holding. It wasn't even, on the hourly or so on. It was just on the 10-minute, but, here it is, okay? Now let's see next. Okay, we have to talk about Gala. We have to talk about Gala. Like on the new day, it's already up 13%. I don't see anything else doing something like that right now at the moment. Okay, so we have to speak about Gala. But before I continue on with Gala, music is sick. Sick in a positive way or sick in what way? Like sinner, like. Before I continue on with Gala and so on, I'll keep on the 10-minute chart for you guys on Bitcoin. But this lady has to go and get one more cup of tea because you guys hear like I'm a bit it kind of hurts a little bit, okay? So I just have to bring a cup of tea and we'll continue with the rest of the market and then have a look at Bitcoin as well. Okay, be right back. Enjoy the tunes, Sinner, and everybody else. Enjoy the tunes and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I accidentally spilled tea um, on a book, so I was freaking out. But thank God, like I kind of saved it, so that's why it took a bit longer. And sometimes, you know, when you're stressed to get back to the stream, I was stressing out, and when I saw that I spilled the tea on the book, I was like, wow. And that book is one expensive one, so I was like, uh-oh, no. Besides, it's not mine, it's my sister's. Like she is a student, so she's kind of like learning law and stuff like that right now. So it was her law book, so I was like, uh-oh. Right now she stays with me sometimes since the university is closer to my place, but she'll be moving to the same city I am completely in February, so she'll be living closer, but not, you know, with me anymore. So yeah. Anyways, let's get back into this. Let's go ahead and have a look at Gala. Yeah, right? Like I was so scared that I completely like ruined it, but I managed to save it. Like I completely just, you know, lifted it up and just cleaned around the area. It barely, like barely touched it. Like there's just like a little um a little damage, but it's not that much, so it's okay. Can't even say it's 1% damage, so thank God I didn't, you know, completely spill the tea on top of the book or, you know, right beside it. So I'm glad to, Mago. Okay, so Gala, it's the only one that's up, what, 13%? Like, what's going on with it? It's kind of pulling back now, but we gotta speak about this. Let's see now. We are close to resistance when it comes to Gala as well, so guys, be aware. We are close, meaning close. We already hit the first, you know, target on the 4 hourly, but when it comes to the daily, we are pretty close, you know, it's all the way up here, okay? Let me have a look at the moving averages because there should be something interesting. I could be wrong, but let's see if there's something interesting going on with the moving averages on the daily. Nope, pretty much bearish, just like on this chart. Let me have a look at the shorter time frame moving average. Hold on. You see, there was something interesting there looking at the shorter time frame. So we got the short term that is crossing over the midterm right now, but we need to completely cross above, like we need both short term and midterm, you know, to cross above the long term, and both of them, both short and mid, are far off from the long term. But at least the short term is trying to cross above the midterm right now on the daily, okay? You can't see it here, but I got my other screens that I'm having a look at. I just want to give you the best of both worlds, so keep that in mind, okay? On top of that, when it comes to the daily, let's have a look at the oscillators and so on. Whoa, it's very overbought, guys. It's in overboughtish territory. So I was about to say very overbought, but it is in overboughtish territories. Okay, so keep that in mind. We are this is not good. If this daily, this candle we are at right now, closes anywhere below this, you know, the top of this box, 0.4516, bad divergence confirmed. Okay, like we are gonna start to build it. I don't know when it's gonna be complete, but it's gonna be confirmed. So take that with you, keep that in mind. Besides, the 4 hourly, you know, resistance profit taking levels is already hit. Hence, maybe that's why we got a bit of a pullback, and we were very close. So how high did we go on the prior daily candle? 0.5080, and this box starts at 0.5376. Like it's not that far away, okay? A few cents away, like it's not that far away at all. If If we want to see a continuation of this, action to the upside, then we have to do one thing when it comes to Gala. We have to close above 0.0497-ish, 6-ish. 6-ish would do it actually. 0.0496 would do it, okay? We see any daily candle close above that one, the bad divergence that we see is gonna become invalid, okay? So then we're just gonna push a bit higher, at least, to the top of this box, around that 0.05702 levels. Fine, keep that in mind. This is on the daily that I'm talking about right now, because this is the daily resistance right here, profit taking levels, okay? But we are very overbought now. Let's have a look at the 4-hourly and see if there's any warning signs there, okay? Get out, get out, guys. Guys, this is not what you want to see. This is not what you want to see. Like, of course, a lot of people are gonna neglect what I'm saying probably because they're like, what is that woman talking about? Because we have a nice, green candle. I'm telling you, like, do not be fooled, okay? Unless we see a close above 0.05 on the 4-hourly, I wouldn't touch this right now. You'd have to twist my arm for me to touch this. Not even then, I wouldn't. We have this bad sign on the RSI showing already. It's like pretty much overbought, okay? Even though oscillators are positive, look at the sell pressure coming in. You see what I see? If you see what I see, you'll know what I mean, okay? Let's talk about support, because we already spoke about the resistance and profit taking levels and so on and so forth. By the way, if we close next target, that is, or next resistance, if you ever see a close above 0.057 on a daily, on a 4-hourly, then see eventually around these levels, okay, 0.06789 to 0.07247. Yeah, now let's talk about support, which is the most important part right now. Looking at how things are about to play out, I would be very cautious. So this is the support areas I'll be looking at, or I'll be having an eye on. If we close anywhere below this level right here, let me draw a box for you, hold on. Any hourly close below this level right here, okay, any hourly close below this level right here, it's gonna be your first warning sign that we are gonna go lower to at least these levels, I mean, all the way to 0.023. I wouldn't neglect it. Like, I wouldn't be surprised either if it comes all the way to 0.023 levels, okay, just saying. So you have that with you, so you keep that in your mind. So if this doesn't hold, like we are seeing that, the bulls are trying to come back and do something, around these levels right now, not to the dot, but around these levels. Because I don't draw my support lines and so on and so forth, just because they touch it. I just, draw it according to the TA that I know. So you might not see it, touch it, on the dot, but it's pretty close, okay? Let me just mark it for you guys, hold on. It's pretty much the same support on the 4-hourly chart as well. So 4-hourly and hourly is pretty much the same, okay? Let's see now. So there you go, okay? This breaks, it's bye-bye, but If you see any hourly close, like you don't have to wait for the 4 hourly. If you see any hourly close above 0.0483-ish, okay, around that area, any hourly close, we could come, and retest, this, well, not retest, test this area right here, okay? Just keep that in mind as well. But I'd be very cautious. Like I don't like these kind of actions. I want to see pure signs that the run is not over for me, not to feel confident that it is gonna continue. But right now, I do not see it, so I'd rather be cautious. Simple. So that's Gala, pretty much. Yeah, all the way to 0.23. If we lose this box all the way to 0.23, wouldn't be that surprising. So keep that in mind with you as well. Like, if you want me to draw it, I will draw it for you guys. Here you go. And this is 4 hourly, okay? Awesomeness. Let's move on. Next. Like, very overbought. Like, our side's overboughtish territories, guys. Just want to say it again, okay? So you guys are aware. And on the hourly, almost missed this one. On the hourly, even though we have some nice divergence going on right now, as we are, going up a little bit, which that's what I said. Like, if you see a close above, 0.04839 or something, we could come to these levels on the hourly, that is. But there is some bad divergence going on one of the oscillators that kind of played out. But there's also some nice divergence. Like, they're contradicting each other. Like, they're not going hand in hand. The Eastern, Western, and all that right now. But what is support, what is resistance, what we have to do so we can see a rise at least to these levels. So we are done with Gala, so we can move on. Let's see now. Gala also done. Okay, so far we've had a look at Gala, Solana, Cardano, Zen, Ripple. We haven't had a look at BNB. I think we should. So see this, guys, $284, the bottom of this box. We actually touched it already. Okay, this went as high as, well, not touched it to the dot, but it went as high as this candle, prior daily candle, was around 283.5 at the highest, range. Okay, that daily session, yesterday's session. So right now, I'd be careful when it comes to BNB as well. Like, we already have this bad divergence. As you guys can see, it's clear as the sky on both oscillators on the daily, okay? Like, it's not telling you that all is cool. All is not cool unless you see a close above the top of this, sorry, the bottom of this box, which is around $284. I'd be cautious. But if you see, BNB have a run above $292, you see any 4 hourly candle close, you don't have to wait for the daily, any 4 hourly candle close above that level, see eventually around these areas right here, okay, 304 to 311, that's pretty much the same. That hasn't changed yet. It's literally the same, okay? Same thing I said last time, so no change there. Let's have a look at the 4 hourly. Overboughtish, we reset, we broke, this support area right here around 277, and we retested it as resistance. Fine, as you guys can see, we retested it, and we're kind of continuing down. Like, first warning sign that we are gonna test at least 284 again is if we can get above $277, which seems a bit difficult. And not just on the 4 hourly, if we see any hourly close above $277, then we can come back and retest $284, something like that. But until then, I'd rather be cautious. Like, daily looking like this, I'd rather stay out and just have a look at what's going on. Now, when it comes to support, you see the bottom of this box, okay, to at least 260, between 263 to 266. I would see it as support on the 4 hourly. I do not want to draw it here because it's gonna get, it's gonna be a lot of drawings then. But all the way to $263, I'd see that as some type of, well, actually 260 to 266. Somewhere around these levels, we should meet some support. If we lose levels of $266, for example, if you see a close below that level on an hourly, below $266, $266.6, okay, then we are eventually gonna come, to around $263. You see any close below that one, see eventually around, $260. That is this old, resistance that we had that is gonna turn into new support right now, okay? So that's BNB in short, like without complicating things. Worst case scenario, we lose $260, see eventually around $254 to $250, okay? And that's not even worst case scenario, just worst case scenario for now. Because like I told you guys, the fact that Bitcoin had a nice start to the year is a good thing. It could drag, altcoins with it as well. But if we lose major support levels, doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, any other altcoin, we're back to that, troublesome time again. So keep that in mind, okay? So it's not worst case scenario if we get here. The worst case scenario would be if we close anywhere below, $235 to $230. Then we can, start, panicking left and right if we're not ready. But of course, we are gonna do our best to be ready at Chart Striker. So on Chart Striker, I mean. So all chill, all good, and be cautious though right now. All those green candles coming in, they're probably gonna do something like this, come back up, retest, highs, and then, just push down. Probably. I could be wrong, but that's what I think could happen. Like most likely that, is gonna happen. So BNB also done. Profit taking levels, support levels, we know what we need to break above to see a continuation to the upside and so on and so forth. Okay, next. Litecoin. Litecoin has been doing things, okay, since we came to our support levels right here and we broke out of this resistance. I know those of you who watched know about this. 77.49, the minute we broke above it, it was good times, but right now we're still, below 84.47. Let's just say, $84.5 still. We need to get above it for us, to at least, come to these levels, at least to these levels for a start. But until then, yeah. We also have this bad divergence showing, okay, on both oscillators really on the daily. So that's another thing to telling you, be a bit cautious. Like candle wise, prior daily candle didn't close, that bad. It's looking good on the daily still, so I can't say something negative about it really. And the fact that we closed above, this level, $77.5, kind of, sweetened the deal a little bit. Thing is, we are around resistance again right now, so we'll see what happens. Maybe if we zoom in, see what's going on. So if we break this support, guys, if we close any 4-hourly candle below this support right here, okay, there's really not much holding us until, $77 to $73. Like all this is support zones, just so you know. If you want me to break it down for you a little bit, here's what could happen if certain support, levels do not get respected. Okay, if I should pull this down a little bit so it can match up, the not only the 4-hourly but the hourly support areas. Okay, so somewhere around these levels, fine. So if we close any hourly around this area right here, see eventually around 77.48, I think it is. And just click on it and see. Yeah, 77.5, excuse me, 77.5-ish dollars, not to the dot, but somewhere around these areas. If we see any candle close below that level, next area I'll be looking at is, let's just say, when I say around 77.5, it could come all the way to 76.5-ish dollars, 76.4, pretty much, same range right here. So if I was to draw a box, I draw a box, from this level right here to this level right here, okay? But if we break, for example, let's say $76.4, actually, let's be flexible. I'm gonna draw a box and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna be flexible with this one, okay? Let's turn it to orange so people do not get confused. And this on the hourly, okay? There you go. So I'd be flexible and have it something like this. So if we lose this one, between 77.5 to 75.3-ish dollars would be the support level I'll be looking at. If we lose that one though, there is really not much holding us until 72.5-ish, something like that on the hourly. Now I'm just talking about hourly levels, okay? So keep that in mind. Of course, if we lose that one, if we lose that level around 72 point something dollars on an hourly, like next support we will see on the 4 hourly is around these areas, guys, around that 69-ish to 68-ish dollars. I'm just breaking it down for you, like in case things fail here, support fails here, so you guys know what is to come, where we could see the next support and so on and so forth. Now on the 4 hourly, yeah, we are at resistance also on the hourly. If I'm to be convinced that we are gonna go higher to the next areas, to these levels, we need the 4 hourly candle close. Let me put it in short, okay? We need the 4 hourly candle close above this level, this red line right here, 84.5. If I see that, daily would even be so much better, okay? Daily would be so much better, but 4 hourly can kind of do it, okay? Then we can go a bit higher. If you want to be a bit more conservative, let's say $85, 85.4-ish dollars, something like that, then we can go higher, okay? Daily would be much better though. Daily would be much better. So that's Litecoin for now. In short, like I do not want to speak about the next levels yet, because we're still kind of ranging here, so we'll see what happens. And then there is this bearish divergence that I'm keeping an eye on, that is telling us to be a bit cautious as well, since we are at resistance. So we'll see if support areas hold, and we'll take it from there. So that was a Litecoin, ladies and gents. I gotta have a sip of my tea. Let's see what's going on with Bitcoin at the same time. Hold on. Okay, so Bitcoin's still not doing much, pretty much. It's still just doing as expected. What I said in the beginning of the stream, pretty much the same still. Let's pick some other altcoin up and see what's going on. I mean, yesterday I went through so many altcoins. We had a look at besides the king and the queen, Bitcoin and Ethereum, or whatever you want to call it, king and cousin, whatever. We had a look at Ripple, we had a look at Quant, Zen, BNB, Cardano, Solana, Litecoin, Mana, Hex, Aptos, even Bonk. Even Bonk. Like, it's not my first choice, but we even had a look at that one just cuz, okay? We also had a look at Cosmos, Atom. Now, we haven't had a look at Link, Stellar, um, Dodge, Matic, Maker in a while, okay? It's been a while. Let's have a look at what's going on with XLM. We are very close to this daily target or profit taking level. Yeah, it seems like Bitcoin has low volume right now. It may pick up tomorrow. Now let's go back to Bitcoin and see what's going on. Yeah, it might, but my guess, like from past experience, is this is gonna be a few days thing at least. Like if it takes longer than a few days, to come back and retest, this current high, it's another situation. But I think this is gonna be a bit more of a stronger pullback. Not very strong, but a bit more stronger than the corrections that we've seen. When we've spoken about corrections, when I kept on saying it's looking weak, and I'm just waiting for a correction and so on. Right now, I actually do expect some type of a stronger pullback. Like we'll see, because we came from 17,400. If you come all the way to levels of 16,800, and 16,890, it's a nice pullback. But that's on the 4 hourly. On the daily, we could go a bit deeper. We'll see what happens though. We will see. If we lose on a daily, if we lose levels of 16,920-ish dollars, like yeah, then it's gonna be one of those longer pullbacks, at least a few days. We'll see. We might get a 1 to 4 correction. Like we'll see. Because I do not like how things are looking, Mago. It's looking a bit sus. It's looking a bit suspicious. Like the whales might want to lure people, but I'm staying off the train right now. I just want to see what's gonna happen, and if support holds, and then take it from there. But I do expect a bit more stronger pullback than just a little correction. And when I say a bit more stronger, like the corrections have been not that strong. Like we came all the way from 17,000 to 16,000, and sorry, 17,000 to $16,670. Okay, fine. But right now, if we drop from, this was how many percent? Like almost 2%. Okay, 1.94. If we see something like this though, it's a bit more deeper, like 1% more, and but it's a bit more deeper, if you get what I mean. Okay, like 3.85, almost 4%. So we'll see what happens. I do believe we are gonna see at least 1 to 4 correction. At least 1 to 4 correction is upon us. Like that's what I think. I could be wrong, time will tell, but we'll see what happens. Now, where was I? Excellent. Let me have a look at the short-term moving averages when it comes to XLM as well. Hold on. Yeah, nothing bullish about the moving averages when it comes to XLM, guys. Just like just so you guys are aware, okay? Now let's have a look at the rest of indicators and see what's going on. So we already have bad divergence. Oh, that's horrible. We already have bad divergence on Stellar, guys. On both oscillators. Like it's only gonna be invalid if we can see a close at least above 0.0 $0.093, somewhere around these levels. But right now, we are close to resistance, guys. We are close to resistance, okay? I'd be a bit cautious. Like, prior daily candle is not telling me that. Oscillators are not telling me that. From past experience, though, unless we get above 0.0822, okay, $0.823, which would make me feel a bit more, comfortable, to stay in a position. I would not be super eager to hop in or not to take profits, at these levels. I'd play it out a bit differently right now, okay? Prior daily candle is nice though, still. But I want to see a close above these levels. Now, when we go on in the 4-hourly chart, if I see anything of a weakness, like signs of a weakness, then it's gonna be confirming what I'm seeing on the daily here. So let's go and see. 4-hourly. Guess what? Signs of weakness when it comes to the bulls are showing, okay? RSI was overboughtish, kind of reset, fine. The positive momentum is getting weaker, as you guys can see. It is getting weaker, okay? There is a bad divergence on top of that. Like, we gotta get, like, see a close on the 4-hourly, frame at least above $0.085, okay, for us to be a bit more comfortable. But right now, let's talk about support, because targets, this is the targets. If you see any daily candle close above this one, like, see eventually around 0.0850 to all the way to 0.088-ish dollars, wouldn't be that surprising, okay? Now let's talk support right now. When it comes to support, if we lose this level right here, I think it's gonna be the same thing when it comes to the hourly. Let me just double check. No, kinda. Okay, somewhere around these levels. If we lose, for hourly, if we see a close, for hourly candle close, below this level, like, I'm already seeing warning signs, guys. Like, it's probably gonna happen. Like, most likely it's gonna happen unless we see a close to the upside, above $0.081, then I'd, let it, do its thing, at least, to the top of this box. But right now I see, some indications telling us that the bulls are starting to lose steam, okay? If we lose the support right here, this level, see eventually around, let me draw a box for you so you see it visually. Hold on. There you go. Let me just turn this to yellow. Somewhere around these levels, okay? 0.0759-ish to 0.0746-ish dollars. Like, sure, we have some, like, it's not that strong, guys, but I have to draw it because it doesn't matter what I think. I have to show you all the supports that I see. We have some type of support around this level, like some type. It's not as strong as this one, but there is some type of support here, okay, in the middle of nowhere. So keep that in mind. If we lose this one, see eventually around this one, it's close to this moving average as well, so keep that in mind. But if we lose this, see eventually around these levels. If we lose this one though, back to 0.072-ish, to 0.0715-ish dollars, okay, at least. Let's just say between 0.071, this blue line, okay, all the way to this area, okay, 0.0727-ish dollars. I should pull it back, but I do not want to change it. I don't want to change it, but I'm gonna do it just so that you guys can see it visually. There you go. So somewhere around these levels, okay? So that's stellar. Like I said, expect some pullback. That's what I'm expecting, at least, to happen first. I could be wrong, but also time will tell. So that's XLM. Let's see now next. Yeah, if you see any close above, by the way, if you see any close above, 0 point, or maybe I should, like, okay, there's maybe no need to discuss it right now because we are far off from the next target that I'm thinking of right now, like very far away from it, so maybe I shouldn't discuss that now, but just want to say, if we ever see, a close above 0.0852, okay, on a 4 hourly even would work on a 4 hourly also, like eventually we are gonna come to 0.09 levels, okay, 0.091-ish levels, just saying, okay, but I know there's no need to discuss that while things are looking the way they are. Look, from green it just started kind of turning downwards right now, but we'll see what happens. So that was stellar lumens, so we can move on with the next one. Let's see now. Let me just write down that we had a look at stellar as well. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing at the same time and see what's going on. Yeah, like I'm expecting this pullback. The fact that this, bottom of the channel, let me show you guys the channel, bottom of this channel, is acting as resistance, and we're seeing, clear weakness. It's not what you want to see. Not what you want to see. Like, it would have been so much better, if we close somewhere, within this channel again, and, went to retest, at least this blue line all the way to these levels, but look what happened. But I warned you guys while things were looking all good and I don't know what, before all this happened yesterday, so. It's such a difference now looking at my watch list, like most things are turning red. It's been green, green, green for a few days, but now it's turning red again. Let's see now. Have a look here. Take a minute to catch my breath at the same time, maybe discuss Bitcoin. Maybe you guys have some questions and so on, so we can discuss that. And then maybe have a look at some more altcoins. We've had a look at a few today, at least 10 or 11, something like that. You might have a look at Link as well after this mini catch your breath moment. Let's have a look at Ethereum as well. Just a fast glance of just to see if things are playing out, like we discussed so far. Oh, by the way, this other channel, I almost forgot, yesterday I showed you guys this channel as well, right? I did tell you, if we see, breakout out of this channel and then we see some type of retest, retest this, the top of this channel, as support, it would be like nice times, good times. But right now, what happened? We are literally getting rejected at, the top of this channel right now, okay? Literally, right now. Unless we break out of it, I don't know, in a few days, we'll see. But if Bitcoin has this 1 to 4 correction, I don't expect, most of the altcoins to do their own thing and, just, fly off, to the upside. I expect them to kind of, follow as well. But Ethereum also, even though it was looking nice, that's what I mean with do not let the green, all the green, kind of fool you. There are some people, just a tip, I don't do that myself, but a lot of people do say that helps them. Okay, for those of you who have get sucked in by green candles, there are some people who change the color of the candles to other candles, like other colors. I mean, for example, instead of red, they maybe have a yellow candle, okay? Instead of green, they maybe have a blue candle, because the red and the green kind of plays with you psychologically, especially if you're a beginner. It kind of gets to you. It kind of tempts you to do things you shouldn't do. So maybe you guys can change colors. Just saying, like, I know in the beginning, I thought I should do it, like this is years ago, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna learn it the hard way. I like to challenge myself. But for those of you who wanna like take it step, baby steps, maybe it's not a bad idea to do that either. I should have like given this title, the title of the stream should have been, dump stream, but it's not a dump yet. Like people are gonna call it a dump when they see it, somewhere around these levels. So not yet. Let's see what happens. By the way, guys, worst thing for Bitcoin. Let me just put it out there right now, even though we're far away from it. If we see any daily candle close below this level, it's panic time again. Okay, just saying. You see a close below, 16.4 to 16.3, it's panic time again, all over. Okay. What do you guys think? Chat, what do you think is most likely to happen with the Bitcoin? Let me know your thoughts. You think we're gonna see, this go on for a few days? I mean, this action to the downside, or do you think that it's gonna be short-lived? And when I say short-lived, like by tomorrow we'll be back up, retesting, the levels to the upside? I told you what I think. I think this can be prolonged. Like we could see this, go on for a few days. That's why I said yesterday, let's give it 24 to 48 hours, even though weekly was looking nice. I was not gonna get fooled by this candle. Okay, that's why I said let's give it 24 to 48 hours to see what's gonna happen. Besides, we were very close to resistance, so that plus, the bad divergence here and there, plus many altcoins, being close to resistance, if not at resistance, like Cardano, um, like there were so many, that were, close to resistance. So I was like, people are hyped, I know, but I think I was the only one who was not that hyped. Like, at least, in my circle, everybody else was hyped. So what do you think is gonna happen, chat? And mind you, the negative momentum on the oscillators haven't even started yet. Yet. You see, most people, like a lot of people, especially, traders who are not used, to trading and so on, they start panicking when this, turns red, and then they start selling. Then they start selling. They don't start, getting out, while it's looking like this, because why would they? They, what they're thinking is, well, everything is still green, everything's still looking good, so why get out? So they start panicking when this turns red. Like when we get some negative momentum, then they start panicking. But if you ask me, I want to be ahead of the other players in the game, not the opposite, not the opposite. I think this could be some corrections happening because of the whales trying to pump it up. It's going down a bit again. I think, just my opinion. Yeah, I think so too. I don't know if it's because of the whales trying to pump it up or so, but I definitely do think, this correction is gonna be a bit deeper, not like that 2% correction we had the other day. Let me have a look at the liquidations and so on. Hold on. So we can have a look at it together, actually. Just a moment. Uno momento. Liquidations. Let's see now. Let's have a look at the. Okay. So this is how it's looking right now. I hope you guys can see it. No? Let me just adjust this. And then do this. So this is what's going on with the liquidations. Unfortunately, I may have to leave a little sooner than 10. Great show though. Thank you, Mago, and I'm glad you made it either way. Like, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow again. So it's okay. Like, as long as you have a good rest and you took some education with you, like it makes me happy. I'm glad you made it. Like, that's the most important thing. So liquidation so far, guys. Shorts, 62% of them wrecked. Longs, 38% wrecked. Okay, so 16,235. Look, just around 16.2 million in longs have been wrecked so far, and 26.3 million in shorts have been wrecked so far. Okay. Looking at Derbit, not that much. Bitfinex, oh my god, like most of them are from Bitfinex. Ethereum shorts very wrecked. Like, I'm trying to understand how. Absolutely, Mago, absolutely. Likewise, I'm glad also. If you're leaving soon, just let me know and we'll say goodnight, and I'll see you on the next one tomorrow. Like, this is not the best. Now let's have a look at Binance, because I know a lot of people use Binance as well. Let's see how many got wrecked in Binance, literally, not, you know, just the markets in general, you know. Okay, so 16.1 million longs liquidated, 25 million. Like, I'm trying to wrap this thing around my head. Like, how are the shorts more wrecked than the longs? The data must not have been updated, because it should be the opposite right now. Like, right now, at the moment, it should be the opposite. But I think since maybe people were shorting since yesterday, like, who knows? Could be the reason it's still not updated, because okay, this is updated at least. Okay, let's see now. Longs are longs wrecked more than the 10th of January, that is today, since the daily candle started. So 102, well, 102.5 thousand longs wrecked, and the shorts only 54.6 thousand, you know. So I guess this is the updated. We can, you know, neglect this one, because I was wondering why it's like, this is not the way it should be looking. If something, like the longs should be more wrecked than the shorts, but yeah. So okay, we can just neglect this because it's still not updated. Like, okay, okay. So Bitcoin is about to, like, if we see any 4-hourly candle close, any hourly candle close below this level, and this was drawn on a 10-minute chart, by the way, we are good to retest, you know, the next support areas. Like red all across the market. Like, I do not see anything that's green right now except for Gala, but it was up 13% when I was talking about it, remember? Now it's down to 4.6%. So even that is going left, okay? There is nothing. I'm just going through the list. There is literally nothing that is green right now. Even if it is like, you know, going down percent-wise, so doesn't matter. It's gonna turn red eventually as well. Let's see now. Let's see. Yeah, I really hope people were aware yesterday of, you know, when I highlighted, like, do not be fooled, do not be blindsided by these green candles and all this hype and so on. We were close to resistance, or we were at resistance, you know, when it comes to many, many markets. So today, we strike again. Like, we hit another strike, guys. So I'm glad we were here for it early. We were aware early, and now we'll see if things play out, support hold, and so on and so forth. And yeah, okay, I've been on for 2 hours straight. I think Mago, you're not the only one leaving. I will be I'll be leaving as well. Okay. Um, it's been an awesome show, guys. Like, I'm glad you guys made it. For those of you replaying the show, I hope you enjoyed as well. Thank you for all the love. Like, much love to all of you back. Um, if you like the contents, just keep on smashing that like and subscribe and share, and all for engagement's sake, because it's a way to support the stream as well. And yeah, well, if you like the content that I bring, it's a way to support me as well. So hopefully I'll see you on the next one, and we'll hit another strike eventually. And until then, just take care of yourselves and stay safe out there, and I will see you on the next one. Much love. Good night.